What's up, Dub Nation? Rich back here with Let's Go Warriors. We're going to do the play-by-play of Warriors at Miami. And maybe check out some play-by-play during the game because I'm really curious as to what kind of sets they're going to run with no Jonathan Kuminga and no main guys. That's right. All of the main guys are sitting today, even Al Horford. Now I'm going to finish my matcha frap. So in the meantime, let's listen in on the pregame of Steve Kerr. And this is the latest article that I wrote, by the way. Check that out. Let's go to Steve Kerr SoundCloud.
Steve, is there any concern with Steph with the ankle? He was telling us he tweaked it again last night, that it might linger a little more than just tonight.
Hope not. He's just day to day, so we'll see how he goes. Once we're back from the trip, how he's feeling, and the hope would be that he would play Friday, but we don't know yet.
Jimmy and Draymond day to day too.
Day to day, yeah.
To continue the line of conversation from last night, how, without knowing the numbers, like off the top of your head, how often do you use shoot-arounds as a practice? How often do you use walkthrough as a practice? Like the model has obviously changed a lot.
Yeah, the model's changed. Yeah.
What is your? Can you use a 4 o'clock meet, whatever you do? Like, can you use that as a practice or?
No.
Is that not?
I mean, on this trip, like we've just had film sessions every day, and that's been really helpful. And so that's that's a big part of it. And our guys don't love walkthroughs before games. The 5 o'clock walkthrough before a 7:30 game. It disrupts their routine. So we don't do that. We do shoot arounds. We're about to play 5 in a row at home. We'll probably have some shoot arounds in there, and then some practices in between. So, but most practices are really light because they're in between games every other day now. So you just have to adapt to the new routine.
Flipping the page a little bit. Spo told a story that the Anthem's playing in Paris, and you turned to him kind of half seriously and said, "Well, good luck." Why is he the right choice? And he said he hasn't talked to you specifically about the transition of how you get started in this, but what will you tell him when the time comes about what comes with that job?
I don't need to tell him anything. Spo is an incredible coach, and he's had a couple of years now in USA basketball with the World Cup and the Olympics, so he knows what it's about. He's got a great relationship with Sean Ford and Grant Hill. So he was a great choice. He's one of the great coaches of all time. Great awareness of what FIBA is about, the difference between coaching a team for 7 weeks and coaching one for 9 months. All of that stuff. He's just, he's got his finger on the pulse of it all, and he's going to be great.
Coach, obviously, right here, how's it going? Bam coming back tonight, obviously, and just obviously being around him for Team USA and what he can offer. Can you just talk about just what to look for tonight from him?
I'm a huge fan. Just the competitive desire, the versatility. He's a little bit like Draymond. He can kind of guard all 5 spots, and he covers a lot of ground. Playmaking, big guy, off the dribble. He's got a really good mid-range shot. And more than anything, he's a winner. He's one of those guys who he just brings the energy, the appropriate attitude every single day to practice, to games. He was just an amazing guy to work with in the Olympics.
Steve, we were just talking to Spo, obviously, a couple minutes ago. He said that the reason he's in part using challenges more this year is to wake up the officials sometimes. Have you ever used a challenge to wake guys up early in a game?
I don't know about waking them up, but I wouldn't use that term. But I would say, you use it sometimes to let them know how you're feeling. You know, I do think, you know, one of the things that we all struggle with a little bit is this idea that, you know, every play is black or white. I mean, almost every play in basketball is stuck in the gray area, and there's, you know, two very reasonable people can see a play totally differently from one another. That happens on our staff all the time. You know, we'll be watching film and I'll just stop the tape and say, how many of you guys think it's a foul? And half the guys will raise their hands, half won't. So the game is filled with nuance and gray area. And, you know, I think as coaches, we all want consistency, but we also have to all acknowledge that every call is a little bit different, and we can't just demand that they get every call right, because every call is, you know, really, I don't know, subjective to whatever your opinion is on it. You know?
Coach, going back to your recent comments on the soft tissue injuries this season, and you're someone who suffered a soft tissue injury of your own back in '86, where Tim Taft said it could have been career-ending, and you know, obviously, you know how that went. You were able to play 15 more years after that. What are your thoughts about maybe the mentality you have, having suffered an injury of that magnitude back when technology wasn't what it is today, and how you can maybe impart wisdom to your players to help, you know, prevent injuries themselves, or to, you know, put them in positions?
Yeah, I mean, that injury was a torn ACL, so I think that's different from what we're talking about. The hamstring strains, the groin strains, calf strains that you're seeing a lot of. You know, I didn't intend for those comments yesterday to blow up. They kind of became a big deal. I think it's a legitimate question that we should all be addressing. I mean, we all have a stake in this league. We all want the same thing. We want the best possible product. We want to protect our players. So I think everything should be on the table in these conversations. You know, I feel like the league is in great hands with Adam. You know, I saw James Jones yesterday, who's now working with the league. He's been a great collaborator, you know, these last few months since he took the job. And, you know, we've got a lot of really good people in the league. And so I'm just, usually when I bring stuff like this up, it's just to stir the pot and make sure we're paying attention and we're thinking about this stuff. But there's no easy answer. I can't sit here and claim to have one, but I do know that it needs to be addressed, and what that means. I don't know. Do we lengthen the calendar by a week in the season to buy a few more off days? That would be an idea.
What?
But I just think everybody needs to address it, because it's clearly an issue, and we can't just, you know, bury our head in the sand.
Have you already been asked your starters?
I'm sorry?
Have you been asked your starters yet?
I have not, but I'm not ready to give an answer, so I'm going to hold off on that.
Bernie.
You guys got to build your TV packages at the last possible second. So I apologize to the production crew right now. So
we saw the update on Melt, but how has it been just having him on the trip? And are you kind of envisioning his fit, seeing the 6 games with him last year, and just when he's back, what he's able to contribute?
Yeah, the update's good. I mean, he's progressing, and we will have another update in 10 days. So it's coming along. He went to Santa Cruz last week when we were on the road. And
all right, let's cut that short because we're about to tip off, and doesn't really matter the refs tonight. You know, look, I've never been more pessimistic before a game than today. I'll admit it. You guys actually have a lot more hope than I do this game, because we don't have JK. And I just kind of I call a spade a spade. We don't have anybody that can create a shot. This could get ugly, but I don't want to ruin it for you or anything. And I'm just really, you know, I am still rooting for the team, but it could get ugly. I'm just saying, just from a basketball standpoint, Miami won the tip. Bam Adebayo has returned. Andrew Wiggins beats Trayce downhill. That's probably going to be a theme of the night. I hate to say it, but we don't have a ton of talent out there today. We just don't. Okay. Guy Santos for 3. Nope. See, those have to drop, you know. All right. Davion says, bye-bye, everybody. Layup good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Podz with the not the best take, and Guy with not the best take. It's going to be a long night, guys. Strap in. I just hope that people won't get all complainy and it just is what it is. Oh, Steve's already yelling at Guthrie. So and bam, nearly dunked on somebody. Luckily missed it. Guy got a rebound. All right, Moody. Trayce is a little late on the pick. Moody had to wait a long time for him. And good cut by Podz. Norm has to foul him. So they have Pelle Larson got the start. Man, if Bam had dunked that on us, yikes. That would have been bad. Luckily, we didn't. Go to the basket? Sure. I mean, you got a elite rim protector and Bam. I mean, just who's going to go to the basket, right? So, but good cuts by guys. Good cuts. I should be paying attention to more of the offense flow rather than taking all these notes. Davion for 3. Wow, he doesn't care. It's the Golden State youngsters. So inverted screen by Podz, and then now Moses goes to Guy, goes to Podz, screen and roll, kick it. Moody doesn't fire, takes Davion. Oh, nearly an and one against Wiggs on the help. Not bad, not bad. So it all started with the inverted screen. Podz to Will. Was it Will? Actually, let me see. No, Moody. And then a pick by TJD. I mean, it's the same type of sets. It's the same type of sets. But there's no posting of JK. There's no posting of Jimmy. It's just going to be this all day unless there's something else. Wiggins takes a bad shot. Moody all over it. Good job by Moody. And Podz pulls up from 3 early. No good. So Pelle Larson will get a 3. It's good. Why are you miss a 3 and then you suck down. Pause. No, but you're way down low on the block. That makes no sense. And yeah, because Guy was late. So that's a bad decision by Guy. Anyways, went out of bounds, baseline inbounds. And Moses is going to take it himself and missed it. Trayce got a rebound, dunked it, but it's after the buzzer. Oh, man. 10-4, by the way. Nice colors on the graphics. Pink. We got Miami in the proper colors there. All right. Norm Powell for 3, no good. Trayce rebound. And Podz and Davion crash, and Davion picks up a foul. All right. Let's check out the offense here. Wiggs on Moody. That's pretty cool. All right. Mo brings it up. It's going to be Trayce pick and roll. They got the switch. Handoff. Will got the switch. Will and Bam. He's looking around. Got to Gee. Timeout Steve. Interesting. With 10-4. What did he see? Screen. Will, 16 seconds. And then a timeout with 13 seconds on the clock. 10-4. $8:33 to go. Well, Will Richard got a switch on Bam, and maybe that's why Steve called timeouts. Like, we got the mismatch. Let's do something with it. But I don't know. Could be anything. Steve calls timeout after Will gets switched on by Bam. I don't know. Let me look at the weak side of the floor on that one. Oh, yeah, Trayce. Maybe it was Trayce. Trayce and Wiggs. No, there's really nothing you can tell from that. Yeah, the young guys do have energy. I did write about the energy on the website if you want to check that out. But it's all on the old guys, you know. The media can blame the bench all they want for last night's lack of stats, but it's on the vets. They've got to come out and set the tone. And it's very important that they set the tone right. They should almost go all out first quarter, because then, you know, you don't want to be always swimming upstream. So those are just some thoughts that just ongoing thoughts. So they should come out super intense, the vets, every game. Just expend energy early. We have to look at this in different ways. So the article that I wrote, the idea that I had yesterday of bringing in Guy and Trayce in spot minutes, no, I thought about it. It's not going to work. We're running split action. Moses, Podz falls down. Now he's stuck again and gets swatted by Wiggs. Come on, Podz. He just doesn't have any offense. Oh, man. And Pal Larson missed it, and Davion picked it up. And 3-ball late, that's an ugly possession for them. Wow, we ran split action with Moses. Wow. That is super interesting, man. And entry pass to Trayce gets swatted out by Bam. Will has to toss up a prayer. It's an air ball. It's going to get ugly. We've still only scored 4 points. we're going to start talking about if this gets ugly, we got to start talking about a different way of Wiggs gets a 3, toilet bowls in over Moody up top. We're going to have to start talking about like some changes, not roster wise, just mentality changes. We can't make roster changes until Melton gets back, Seth Curry, and January 15th. Trayce over to Gee. Catch and shoot. Missed it. Wiggs brings it up. Pelle Larson attacks, and you can't foul on those. You just can't foul on those. Then Gee fouled him. Or was it Will? Let me rewatch. It's Gee. So to the line, Pelle Larson. So we don't have anybody that can create off the dribble. Maybe Moses can, maybe Podz a little bit, but not really. Buddy comes in for Moody. So that's the first sub. That's interesting as well. But Moses will play close to 40 minutes today, I think. He'll play a lot. Will over to Buddy up top. Trayce screen, but he goes away from it and goes over to Podz. Now the guard action. Flare. Podz gets down the hoop and messes up again, but it goes to Trayce. Gary's in the game. Flips it to Buddy. 3-ball, no good. Trayce rebound. Wow, Trayce against Wiggs. Trayce. Excellent rebounding by Trayce. So we saw some guard-to-guard action. Buddy to Podz. BP drove good, but bad finish again. TJD oreb fouled. Steph trying to have fun. You know, Steph is always going to keep the mood light and, you know, all of that. But honestly, this is a lopsided street fight. Trayce misses another free throw, but he doesn't get much chances to go to the line. So, bam, trail 3. Rattles in. 17-4. I don't know that we've been unfavored in a game by this much in a long time. 9.5-point underdogs. Gary bricks it on the run inside over Bam. Davion finds Norm. Back to Davion. Kick it. Pelle Larson attacks. Podz is there. Good defense, Podz. He helped out Gary of all people. And then he throws it away. Quinten post ready to check in. Davion and Buddy. Buddy, don't try to stay in front, Buddy. Davion finds Pelle for 3. Norm for 3. And Gary had to help off of Buddy. So that's why he got the 3 off. Podz up top to Buddy. Buddy's going to attack. And he scores lefty. That's the first creation all night of any Warrior. I shouldn't say that. We've tried to create. Jaime misses a 3. Gary rebound. Six to 20. Pat Spencer over to Trayce. Trayce back to Pat. He's got Bam on him. Oh boy, it's a tough matchup. Pat is stuck. He'll go baseline. He gets blocked by Bam. Bam is excited. And Pat steals it right back. Yells at Trayce to run, but I think Trayce is tired. Gary gets a 3. I honestly think Trayce is tired. I mean, he hasn't played in a long time. That's okay. Jaime creates and 1 against Gary, of all people. And Quinten comes in. (9 to 22). 2 free throws coming up. Heel gets a 3. And Jaime makes a brain fart inbounding it, so it's our ball. 12 to 23, our ball. It sucks being a coach. Why? Because you have to keep coaching even in, lopsided games like this. Buddy, ooh, flyby. Nope, missed it on the inbound. Too bad, in the corner. Pelle goes right side. I mean, that's Pelle, number 9. It was, Gary got a steal. Buddy on the run. Find Pat. And misses it. Number 0 is, I found Jaime 94 feet. Missed it. Podz rebound. That is Simone. Quinten misses a 3. That's not Simone. No, nobody guarded Pelle Larson. Who is to blame on that one? And Podz manages to drive and get an and 1. Yeah, it's that transition defense, folks. All right, so Podz at the line. Cut it to 10. He does. We're in zone. 2-2-1 zone. Interesting. 3 ball. No good by Simone Fontecchio. He'll shoot again as they got an offensive rebound. Missed it. Missed 2 threes. Gary long rebound on the run. He will fire to Buddy for 3. No good. Lead pass goes all the way back to Simone. Nothing there. Quinten steals it. It's a little bit of an AAU game right now. Buddy will pop a 3 from Podz. No good. And then they'll go 94 feet one more time. And Fontecchio smokes a layup, but he's against smaller guys. Quinten's a little slow getting back. Let me watch Quinten. He might be gassed from running up and down all that much. Definitely gassed. Oh, he quit. He did quit a little bit there. Right at the end of it. We got a timeout. 2:43 to go, down 10. Free throws coming up. Buddy looks tired as well. Got a little playgroundish there for a while. So, probably took a mandatory timeout. by Spolstra. And looks like Bruce is in the house. Thank you, Pinky. Oh, you made one. Let's check the box score up here. You made one. It is good energy, though. And that's what the vets don't have. So going back to some of my outlandish suggestions, which aren't actually that outlandish. Number one, as I said earlier briefly, maybe you caught it, maybe you didn't. When the vets play, they have to go all out in the first quarter. They really do. Like, I don't want, you got to play that quarter like you're playing the fourth. You really have to flip it because, you know, how many more losses are we going to take that are based on the basketball impotence, which happens when you're an older player? You're not going to get up to play Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner and Desmond Bain. Like, that doesn't float your boat. It just doesn't. Your legacy is 4 championships, you know, possibly the greatest team ever in 2017. I say 2018, but like, you know, one regular season game in Orlando where who beat us? Anthony Black beat us. Like, that's not part of your legacy. That ain't going into no basketball handbook, you know? So that's the problem with the vets. That's what you need to solve. So the vets, when you come out and play games, you need to go hard first quarter. Like, do not conserve the energy. That goes against the grain. You would never do that normally. I wouldn't do that in a tournament in the men's league. So that's we'll come back to these little suggestions of mine that are doable. Honestly, they're doable. Now, infusing Guy and Trayce, I figured out that's not doable. Moses misses a 3. Look at Kalel Ware with the plastic man rebound. And yet, I bet you Wemby is even bigger than that guy. Drew Smith misses a 3. Spencer brings it up. Not a good shot by Drew, by the way. Quinten on the trail misses a 3. Well, if Quinten made both of his threes, then we would have a chance. But if he's not making threes, we don't have a chance at all tonight. Buddy completely loses a guy, and Quinten gets a block. They're not calling anything tonight. Buddy finds Moses. Moses does not fire. I don't know why. And Pat will drive. Pat scores. Oh, maybe that's why. Okay. Give it to Pat, man. Way to go, Pat. Pat scores. And they work it around 3 times. Fontecchio from the left corner. Are we in zone? I forgot to check. My fault. Spencer, QP, pick and roll. Roll, QP. Jump hook, short. Yeah, we were in zone. 3-2 zone. The corner is going to be open against the zone. That's our weakness. Simone misses a 3. Gary for 3, bricked it. Oh, that's ugly. Here comes Kalel Ware. Moses backs up. Kalel needs a guard, so he got it to Wiggs. Pop a 2, and it's a 2-for-1 shot. Missed it. 35 seconds. We're down a respectable 12, but still have only scored 17 points. Buddy over to Moses in the 3-2 zone, it looks like. Nope, they're in man. Sorry about that. Buddy crossover. Oh, he takes him. Oh, kick it to Moses. 3-ball. Buddy. Buddy with the kick spray. Oh, buddy. 14 seconds, by the way. What? He crossovered. What's his name? By the way, Jaime gets to the elbow, missed it. Moses rebound, launch it, 3/4 court, short. Who the hell was that? Drew Smith? Yeah. Oh, he dusted Drew Smith. But he dusted Drew Smith. 20-29, super respectable now. Only scored 17 before, 10 seconds to go. 29-20 end of Q1. This game feels like it's going to go fast, which is good because I want to get some fish masala. Still thinking 6 seed. Yeah, look, I did a check it out. It's right here in my article. First of all, I talked about 4 win streaks. We need 4 win streaks. You know how I know this? Because last year, by the way, go click like. We only have 2 likes because I just hit like. Shout out, Bruce, if you're the one that gave me the initial like. But look, here are the losses, okay? Portland is due to us being old. Tonight will be due to us being old as well. It's a back-to-back. Then you have 3 losses due to basketball impotence. That is Draymond not really getting up for a game. That is Steph throwing beignets left and right. That was the Orlando one. Then there are the ones where we just don't have Steph. Like this one, we're a little bit old. Really, this OKC was obviously OKC, but also Steph just got back from being sick. And like you could tell our offense was completely discombobulated. Credit the Thunder, but like no identity. And so down here I talk about win streaks. The Lakers, the reason why I have the Lakers listed is because they finished with exactly 50 wins, 18 games over 500. That's where you have to be to get a 6th seed or 3rd, 4th, 5th. They were tied. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th were all tied at 50 wins. You need 50 wins. To get 50 wins, 4 win streaks of 4 games or more. Pat, download a Quinten. Oh, great move on another broken play. And it goes over to Jaime against Will. Kick it. Download a Killel. The Kryptonite guy. The man from Kryptonite. The man from Krypton. Kal-El. Gee. Oh, he got his pass kicked by Drew to Moses inside, but he kicked it out. 3-ball ends up in Moses' hands. He missed it. And Drew brings it up. Good job by Will. Quinten too slow to switch, and Kal-El misses a 3. This is where we can do some damage, relatively speaking, against their second unit. Their second unit doesn't look too good. Like, they need a point guard, and Drew Smith is their point. Pat misses a 2-pointer. The thing that I cringe about, like, these guys need to hit those. Andrew Wiggins, inside post on Will Richard. Uses his body, fade away good. Down by 9. Wiggs easily the best player on the court right now. So that's why he can just post up and say, call his own number. Quinten, fake a 3. Drive, spin, jump hook. Oh, Quinten Post has moves. What? Quinten post has moves. Whoa, that was pretty. They should show Steph. See what happens. Drive and off the leg, but it's their ball. Who is that? Oh, Fontecchio. QP fake 3, drive, spin, lefty hook. Oh, mark that down. QP. That's one thing these games can really do is really increase the oh, yes, timeout. And everybody's smiling. Everybody's smiling. What do you call it? You got everybody smiling. Weems, Stotts, Steve, talking with QP. Good to see. So the timeout puts us at 31-24, 10:02. Miami up 10:02, second quarter. Yeah, this second unit of Miami, not too good. You wanted Post to dunk it, man. Do you not see what we all see out there? That is not an athletic guy. Dunk it? No. Oh, Dina Gunn with the like. All right, Bruce. Oh, he's gone? Bruce, where'd you go? I don't understand. You're worried about 2s and 3s. I was just like, we're barely able to get a shot off based on our own talent. Okay. Think about it. What are our draft picks out there? I mean, we've got what was Buddy? Buddy he oh, it's a challenge. Okay. Oh, it's off Simone. Okay, cool. Draft pick 6th draft. Oh, Buddy leads the charge as the number 6 pick. Steve's got a little cut on his I was wondering if that was a mole or something. Turns out Steve got with a shaving accident, or he got into it with somebody. Just kidding. I don't think he got into it with anybody. Steph is wearing the way of Wades, by the way. First version. Oh, they're going to full court press us, which is a smart thing. Oh boy, Moses is taking a long time over there. Yo, Mo, you going to get it over, bro? Nope. You got to know. You got to be able to time it. Gee, swats, Wiggs. Oh, man. I'm a little bit pissed at Mo, man. That's just, you got to know when you're stuck. TikTok, bro. Oh, man. Inside, Moses got a dunk. What? Oh, what? That's crazy. I can't even believe what just happened. I got to rewatch that. Yeah, it is a backdoor dunk. Thanks to QP. And I think they scored. 3 ball? Yeah, probably 3 ball. My fault. I'm a little slow right now because I'm just trying to catch up because everything that just happened. And Moses misses a 3. Wow, we got it down to 5. That's pretty good. By the way, it was Fontecchio with the 3 in the corner. Might have been a foul. They didn't call it. Gee with the track down block on Wiggs. Oh. That's the thing Wiggs doesn't do. He doesn't really He's not aware. And how many times were we upset with that? Will's going to shoot a 3 after a long rebound. No good. Wiggins rebound. Outlet Jaime. Jaime attacks. Runs into a wall. Oh, and it goes right to where. Thank you, Will Richard. Good defense, but Podz excited to come back in as he immediately strolls over. 8:27 to go. Guy does not pop the 3. Where was on him? We got to switch with Quinten post if you can somehow get it to that side. Oh, Guy's going to shoot over where? And got the rebound. What a rebound. Quinten wide open. Ah, shanked it. Will Rich, rebound. Attacks. Spencer got in the way. Spencer got the rebound, though. Moses kicks it to QP. Another one. Ah, bricked it. Ah. Out of gas, I guess. I don't know. Jaime's going to attack, and Moses fouls him. 7:50 to go, down 10. What a sequence. I mean, I was waiting for somebody to score, and nobody could. Unfortunately, did everything right. QP got 2 good looks. He had some body language after that one, that last miss. A little too much. Clay wouldn't do that. Actually, he would. Just got to get over it. He tends to get mad at himself a lot, which is something to be corrected. And, you know, it's all mental. But I'm not a coach, so I can't help him with that. Drew Smith all the way down the left side. No resistance whatsoever. I have no idea how that broke down, but shouldn't let the worst player on the court or the 10th best player on the court, I want to throw him under the bus. But Drew Smith is definitely the 10th best player on the court right now, and he just waltzed in for a layup. It was BP. I don't know. Are we in zone? I'm going to check that next time. BP comes around, and the slow Euro does not work. And Jaime attacks, misses it. Where? Fouled by Gary. A subtle foul. So they're getting offensive rebounds left and right. Let's see. 22 rebounds. Actually, 3 offensive rebounds, so it's not left and right. We've got 7 offensive rebounds. We're actually out-rebounding them, but Bam Adebayo is on a minutes restriction, so we're not going to see him all that much, just here and there. Where to the line, 7:17 to go, hits it, and we're down by 12. I mean 13 now, going on 14. Wiggs takes a break, Pelle Larson back in. And Ware misses, so they're still up by 13. Podz will bring it up. Davion on them. Let's see what the set is here. Gary and Podz. Nope. Podz goes to Trey, says there was extra pressure by Davion. Kind of had no choice. Pick and roll Trayce. Podz to the nail. Pop it. Good. Okay. Just do that all night. I wouldn't mind, honestly. Can we do that all night? Jaime, attack. This guy loves to attack and just can't finish. And Buddy gets a steal. Way to go, Buddy. $28.39. All right, run some action. Gary, handoff. Podz and Davion. Screen Gary, gets a switch over to Buddy. Buddy and Jaime. Buddy has to create. And he's got to have to throw something up. And he does. It's a miss. Gary got the rebound. And he got fouled by Davion. So he'll go to the line, I believe. That's the first team foul. So maybe not. Maybe it's side out. Or was he shooting? Down 11. Wow, they're going to give Gary free throws. We're in zone 3-2, and Davion. Trayce is back in. Will Rich is guarding the wing. It's Norm Powell, and Trayce swats it away. Goes to BP. And Gary will attack. That's half-hearted. Larson with an easy defense of that one. Goes 94 feet, scores. Oh, come on, Gary. Like, I mean, that's low percentage. It just makes no sense. Will nearly lost it and got it to Trayce. Buddy, late. Finds Trayce wide open underneath against Norm. Norm has to foul him. But Trayce couldn't really even do anything because Norm was trying to draw the foul and just reach in. And I wonder if we'll get free throws out of it. I hope so. Oh, I got to use the restroom next time out. Side inbound. Will Richards sits. Moses can't find anybody. Has to call timeout, and I'll take a restroom break. Restroom break. Be right back. But it is also Miami 41-30 with 5:36. Stay calm, people. Stay calm. All right. I am back. Melton. Yeah, it'd be good to have Melton back, but like again, it is all Horford is taking the night off on the back-to-back. It is all on the vets. I mean, we can talk about this guy, that guy, Melton, this, that. It's on the vets unless we trade Kuminga for a guy, and we at halftime we can look at salaries and you know, potential other guys. I'll tell you this, Zion is too expensive, 39 million. We can't afford that with the JK contract. So like, it's going to be somebody at 22.5 million. And I just don't know that there's a game changer out there. So, you know, we're stuck. We just have to get better. And the vets and Podz, as we work around a couple times, got an offensive rebound. He hits a 3, and we're only down 8. 3-2 zone in effect. Bam with the bad corner 3. Missed it. So credit Trayce earlier with the offensive rebound. Guard to guard screen. We go inside to Trayce. Pelle Larson loses him, and he has to foul Trayce, and Trayce is 0 for 2 from the line. Let's hope he can hit some. So Trayce doing things. Good on Trayce. And if he can make this, we'll be down 6. He made both. We're down 6. Believe it or not. We're in man now. You can't. Oh, Buddy got a steal. Oh, wow. 94 feet later. Dunked it. Buddy. Oh, Buddy. Down 4. And Fontecchio travels after the catch. I actually like this guy. I think he would work well in a Steph system. Fitz said he looked like a young Cullen Azubuike, Buddy Hield on the dunk. Oh, come on. Podz floats in a pass that gets deflected out of bounds, and Buddy acted like he was open from 3. I'm not sure. I want to check out the replay on that one. So baseline inbound. Go to Moody in the corner. Yep. Podz missed Buddy on that last one. Podz late, has to fire it up. Air ball. Back down to earth he comes. And down the left side, Davion smoked the layup. And Podz attacks Norm Powell and draws contact. Norm, not known for his defense. Podz will go to the line, I hope. He's going to argue with the refs. They're going to say side out. Pod's going to argue. And which ref is that? He's going to talk back and make an extra explanation that you shouldn't even bother with. Jason Goebel, that is. So side inbound, we're only down 4, shockingly. QP and bam, over to Moses and Jaime. Over to Buddy, he's open. Good screen, Quinten. 3-ball good. What a screen by Quinten. It's tough to get around that guy sometimes. We are down by 1. What a massive screen, man. Bam goes left side and beats Quinten. There's no chance there. Buddy will rush the ball up court because nobody's there to guard him, and Bam picks him up. So let's see if we can get quick QP the ball. But BP comes around a curl out to Moses, turns the corner, and he runs right into Pelle Larson. Just not really enough athleticism and body control by Moses. That's okay. Down 3. You know, to me, those are situations like that play right there. That's why you probably should have drafted Trey Murphy when you had a chance. But not that Moses is a bad pick. It's just that another guy that's more athletic that could do something with that was available. And Buddy takes on 2 guys. That's crazy. Pat Spencer got a rebound, incredibly. Moses a give back on a 3. Quinten got it. Wow, Pat Spencer saved the day right there. And that type of hustle play is exactly what you need. And I sense that Spolster knew that and calls timeout. Tie ball game. .242 to go. Incredibly, it's tied. Not bad. This is you know, pretty solid defense. And that's the game of basketball for you, isn't it? Like you have to integrate your second unit. And I think the Miami second unit wasn't that good. And then now it's bleeding into the closing rotation. And it's like, you know, Miami Heat need a wake-up call on that. Wiggs against the zone, 3-2 zone. Pelle Larson, attack. The corner is going to be open. Bam finds it and goes to Jaime. Podz stays in front. Wiggs has to fire a 3. No good. Moses rebound. So good call by Stack on the ATO going to the zone thing. Podz will post up. Fine, Buddy. They fell asleep. Oh, missed the 3. Pat another rebound. Wiggins falls down. Go to QP in the corner. Kick it all the way out. Podz will attack Jaime. Good matchup. And lost it. And 5 seconds on the clock. Our ball baseline. It's a chess match tonight. So credit the coaching staff. Ooh, Moses sets a pick after. Oh, and Buddy throws it away. What are we doing? God, Buddy, every game you have a boneheaded mistake. Then again, so does Gary, but he says my bad. How does that happen? Like, dude, like I never did that. I don't have turnovers like that. I don't understand it. Pelle Larson for 3. Got blocked out of bounds by Moses. Quinten saves it. Oh, he stepped on the line. Are they going to reset the clock? No. 7 seconds. 1:37. Pelle is telling the ref, hey, Moses got a block. Credit Moses. He's not going to get on the scoreboard for that, huh? Box score. Bam, way outside. He's got 4 seconds. Over to Jaime. Pulls up for 3. Over Buddy. No good. Quinten, rebound. And BP. QP up top. Looking for the screen handoff. And got it to Pat. And then he cut and Pat threw it away. QP says, my bad. Yeah, you don't want to post up. Bam. So 2 straight mistakes in a row. And Bam comes back, hits an and 1. See, that's what a simple mistake, which the box score will accidentally give Pat Spencer a turnover, wouldn't he? Are they waiting around for this turnover? One of these two is supposed to have a turnover, guys. They're literally looking over the tape. But that's where a mental mistake like that can cost you, because now Bam gets an and 1. And suddenly we're down by 3 probably. Yep, hits the free throw. I love Bam. He's awesome. I don't know if he's a $50 million player, though. Pat gets down the lane on a spin. It's 5-on-4. If you can swing it around, and Quinten took too long, and any travels, I think get him out of there. That's 2 or 3 straight mistakes by QP. A lot of coaching being done by Steve. When you're coaching like that a lot, that means maybe take the guy out. I mean, Mystic got it back. He's a physical player, and he scores against Pat and yells something at somebody. Technical on double tech, or Jaime and Pat going at it. That should be taunting on Jaime. I'm sorry, but I'm sure Pat didn't say anything when Jaime scored on him. But anyways, double tech because there's no free throws being taken right now. It's just a side out for Pat entering the ball now. 46 seconds. Ask for a screen. Nobody's there. QP's late coming up, and Pat's already being hounded by Davion, still being hounded. He'll have to throw up a prayer, and bricked it. Yeah, that's where, I mean, man, QP, quite a few mistakes in a row. Wiggs, blocked by Buddy, they're going to call a foul. I mean, you've got to notice when your point guard is being pressured like that, go set a pick. And these are stretches that drive me crazy about QP. But he's young, and, you know, I'm accepting of those errors, but, you know, it's just makes me mad in the moment as a former coach. Like, it's just, Wiggins misses a free throw. Splash the likes, says Dean. Yay, Trayce is in the game. Probably a minute too late. 2.5 mistakes by Quinten. Although Quinten's in the game. We'll go double big right now, which is interesting. Are we experimenting real quick before the half? Interesting. 24 seconds left. And they're in man, and it's BP up top, setting the table. 11 seconds on the shot clock. 2.5 differential. Trayce sets the pick. Buddy sets another pick. Buddy gets it. Shoots a 3. Missed it. Trayce with another rebound. Trayce. I think he's been the best player today. Has he not? Wiggs has to throw up a prayer. Goes out of bounds. We're only down 4 at halftime. Trayce Jackson Davis. 45-49 halftime. Incredible. So many useless energy. What does that mean? Come on, bros. Give our kids a break. Hero ball. I don't know about that. No one's really doing hero ball. Too many dribbles. Who, Pat? That was QP not sending him a pick. You got Davion Mitchell, one of the best one-on-one defenders on you. Like, hello, send me a pick. Like, I'm not beating this guy off the dribble. And I'm the point guard. Give me some help. That's QP, man. Yikes. Siobhan's in the house. TJD. Well. Warriors currently available can win. I mean, I'm not holding my breath, man. You know, at the end of the day, we are devoid of talent. Yes. We are devoid of athleticism. Yes. So it's a chess match, and I want to credit Jerry Stackhouse throwing out his own here and there. It's working, except the one time Fontecchio got the 3 in the corner, which they can do. That's how you beat that zone, is you find that corner. But like, yeah, to throw a zone at a surprise time when they're not thinking about it and they're kind of young, they don't know to just get it into the middle and kick spray to the corner. Hey, it becomes a chess match. So you're dumbing down the game into a chess match, and I think it's a good job by the coaching staff considering what's happening. Now, overall, I still think that there needs to be an identity that doesn't just rely on the veterans all the time. That's the weakness right now, I feel like. So, anyways. Put it this way, the identity that we are trying to form right now, it is too it is too heavily dependent on the veterans being focused and locked in. And I'm making the argument that there is nothing you can do about that until the playoffs. And even then, you know, we have seen it in the 7-game series against Sacramento. In the 7-game series against Houston, we will have a 1 game in a 7-game series where the veterans do not bring it. You are better off, even in the long run, to develop something other than dependence on the vets. Now, if Kuminga's healthy, I would highly, highly recommend figuring out an identity where Kuminga is your leading scorer type of deal. That's damn near hard, next to impossible to do, considering everything flows around Steph. Steph is the ecosystem, and it's very hard to go away from that. That's fine. I just mean when Steph isn't on the floor. And I think it all goes together. In other words, as the years go by, Steph's minutes are going to go down anyway. So you might as well start the process now. And if it's Kuminga, if it's somebody else who is making similar salary as Kuminga and we trade, for example, so be it. But you have to start getting away from the Steph ecosystem. You just have to do it. And like sometimes, like last night, Steph has a tweaked ankle. That's fine. Like maybe that ankle has nothing to do with him being old. I accept that. But if you start the process of coming up with something that's not the Steph ecosystem, can't do it right now. Kuminga's hurt. And I don't mean Jimmy either, because Jimmy's contract and his age, summer 2027, same deal as Steph. Like Jimmy is the other thing that helps out when Steph's not going well. But sometimes you've got to notice, you've got to anticipate these games. And I know if I'm part of the coaching staff, I'm staying in the same hotels. I'm eating the same food in the 4-5-star hotels. I'm on the same planes as the coaching staff. I wouldn't be able to think of this because all I'm worried about is the next game and scouting the next game after that and so on and so forth. I don't have time to take a step back like I'm doing right now and to go, you know what? And by the way, I wrote about this on the website. Please go hit me a like here on letsgowarriors.com. You know what? I can almost predict for you when Steph is going to have a bad game. I mean, it's pretty clear to me Steph can have 2 great games in a row. 3, no. But it can be 2 and then an off night, 2 more, off night. It's not going to be 3. And that's fine. He's 37. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd certainly rather have 2 than nothing. Or I'd certainly rather have 2 straight great games than only 1 straight great game. How many great games can Kevin Durant have in a row? How many great games can LeBron James have in a row at this point? Like, they're usually not 3 straight games. Okay, so I could have just told Steve, yo, Steph just had 2 great games. By the way, you're on the road. By the way, he tweaked an ankle. Like, maybe he's not going to have it in Orlando. Let's do something about it. So that's my, like, you know, PhD physics level suggestion. Like, you got to really think out of the box here. Like, I'm seeing a trend. And I don't know if you guys notice, you guys meaning the coaching staff and you guys, you in general, or anybody listening to me. But I feel like I can predict it now. I just, you know, I know Bruce is thinking the same thing because, like, we'll sit here and we'll just be like, the vets aren't taking this seriously. It gets to a point where I can tell when you're not going to take a game seriously. I really can. And that's really on Steph, on Draymond, and to a lesser degree, Jimmy. But Jimmy's demeanor, they all have their different demeanors, but Jimmy's demeanor is a little bit more serious than the other 2. Draymond is just pure passion and fuel, okay? So if Paolo Banchero is not playing, that is a yellow flag to me for Draymond, right? We all know that. If Steph is mostly just based on wear and tear. Also, we know from Milwaukee and Indiana, and before that, Sacramento play-in game, the time when Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams ate up Steph in Memphis, the time when, you know, X, Y, and Z, we've seen it so many times. It's like, when are we going to evolve and come up with this really innovative solution that avoids the basketball impotence? And the basketball impotence just happens. It's okay. I get it. Steph, it's wear and tear. You're on the road, and Orlando's missing Paulo. Okay, you're not as excited about. That's okay. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying let's come up with something else that hedges against the process of being old. There's no shame in that. And I think that's where the ego has to come down a little bit, especially for probably a guy like Draymond, probably Steph himself. And, you know, because you just know Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy are like, oh, we can play better. I mean, go look at the video I made from, thank you to Anthony Slater and Sam Gordon, the one with Jimmy, this one right here. No, this one that has 5,000 views right now. This one with Jimmy in the locker room, he's literally saying we need to have more focus, but that's easy. And I'm sitting there going, bullshit. It's not easy, bro. Like, I get that you have an ego and you are who you are, and you are saying it's easy because it's supposed to be easy for you. But bro, you're 35 and it's okay with me that it's not easy. And yet you're saying it's easy. Like, no, it's not easy. And I want the solution for that for you. I'm here to help you with that. So my solution is, I don't even know what my solution is. Number one, it's to be aware of this. It's that this has never been done before. Like, I would love to go look up some Spurs data. Maybe the Spurs went through this. Then again, it was a different era because it wasn't as fast as this. And, you know, there weren't young Orlando Magic teams or young Milwaukee teams without their star or young Indiana teams that totally decimated that you were facing back when the Spurs, you know, could cakewalk through a season like that. That just, no, early 2000s. Come on. Like that. There's no comparison. So really, this has never been done before. And so my solution is, I think, number one, it's a mental thing. Number one, come out first quarter like it's the fourth quarter. When you're a veteran, when you play men's basketball leagues and tournaments, you condition yourself to ease into the game in the first quarter. Like, you don't go hard. You feel out the game. I'm saying throw that out the window. Go hard immediately like this is a playoff game. Every game is a playoff game. However, when you're playing Milwaukee without Giannis, Orlando without Paolo, Indiana without anybody, look, that just might not work at all. So you need to have a backup to that. So number one, you've got to, so what's the backup? The backup is if you're noticing that these guys just don't have it. And the idea that I came up with, it does not require any trades because we can't trade anybody until January 15th. It does not depend on DeAnthony Melton because, look, DeAnthony Melton is a good defender, but like he's not even a fringe all-star. Look, like I'm looking for, like, you know, people on Twitter right now. I saw it again. Somebody on a podcast goes, Jimmy and Steph and Dray, they need help. No, we don't need. We need to be better. We have everything. We just have old age. And so the thing that I would do, I would just burn all your timeouts. Honestly, that is the solution. So that is my solution. I just went on a 15-minute diatribe on this to finally get to this point. That is my solution. Use more freaking timeouts in the first half. You have to come out first quarter on point. If you're lollygagging it like we did last night, the whole team can sense it. Everybody's going to lollygag. It's going to bleed down to Moses. It's going to even bleed down to Will Richard. Run the tape, Orlando. That's your tape. It's going to be bad if you don't come out like you do against Denver and execute game plan and execute this and that. Or actually, Denver, we came back thanks to Steph's brilliance, but then we executed fourth quarter. So bring that into the first quarter every single game. And if you don't, call excessive timeouts. 5 timeouts in the first quarter, maybe, because there's no other way to do it. Like, oh, Buddy Hield has to not play. No, that's not a solution. The solution is your top 3 or 4 guys making money. We're back. So we will go now. And Trayce gets a foul in the post after Miami misses the first possession. Yeah, so that's part of my thesis is that the first quarter is everything for the vets. And I haven't read your comments, so I don't know what you guys were saying while I was talking and going on my diatribe, but like it's not trading for a player. We can't do that until January 15th anyways. It's not rotations. What are you going to do? Like you first of all, you're not changing Steph's rotations. And if he comes out and commits 4 turnovers, are you subbing him out? You can't. He could get the team back from a deficit with 3 shots in a row. So the only solution is something out of the box like that. Just call excessive timeouts first quarter. Burn them. That's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do. You're not gonna, I mean, there's only so much. Okay, Jonathan, you start again in place of probably Will Richard, and you go off and whatever. Like, it ain't working. It's going to be still Steph ecosystem. By the way, Trayce just got an and one. Great save by Moses. Trayce is, so my idea of Guy Santos and Trayce coming in spot moments, like that's not going to work either. You know why? Are you serious? We're going to take out, like Draymond comes in, starts the game, 3 turnovers in the first quarter. We're gonna sub out Draymond for Trayce against the Nuggets. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So, okay, against Indiana, let's say, one of those games. I just don't know that, it improves the team. And once you take Draymond out, like you can't just once you put Trayce in, you can't just take him out. And I mean, maybe that's the second, honestly, that might be the plan B, which is just bring him in for a minute and have Draymond calm down and go, okay, Trayce, you go in there just for a minute. But that's almost unfair to Trayce. So I just don't think in real life that's possible. So my idea of that, I don't know. I wrote about it in the website article. All right, we worked around a couple times, and Moses, nice alley-oop layup for Trayce, got hacked again. So Trayce doing things second half. Well, there's no foul shots here, and Trayce wanted it, but that's okay. Might have missed those free throws anyways. Buddy on the right side, mid post out to Moses. Oh, he jab steps against Wiggs. Fadeaway 2 at the nail, no good. Bam, rebound. He brings it up. Kick it all the way to Pelle. 3-ball, no good. Luckily, here comes Buddy. And goes over to Moses, back up top, reset to BP. Guard-to-guard screen action. Buddy. BP goes left side against Wiggins, missed it. Norm Powell, rebound, outlet Pelle. Jump hook, blocked by Moody, foul on Moody. Called by Guthrie. All right, now I will look at your comments. We aren't getting younger, but us being older, we have to develop some. Okay, I mean, that's too broad. That's just a broad statement. It's not a solution. TJ O'Neal. Every game should matter. Look, are you 37 and won 4 championships? You have no idea what it feels like. So you have to come out swinging. Yes, it's hard though. It damn well not be able to happen. Herb Jones? Wow. I don't think so. Herb Jones's offense is, we saw it, I remained, Buddy loses the ball on a drive. I remained neutral until I saw it myself. Herb Jones is not a good fit for the Warriors. He's the worst shooter on the Warriors. Buddy goes by everybody as a breakdown on defense by Miami. Herb Jones would be the worst shooter on the Warriors, which is crazy. You can't be that bad of a shooter. And Will threw the ball away. Oh boy. They score here, you might want to. I would call timeout to break the momentum of bad play sometimes. And I don't think we call timeout based on momentum of bad play. as much. Certainly bad play in terms of transition defense, but and there Will couldn't tap it. There we go. Timeout. Buddy's tired anyways. So it's 59-51 after that 3 on the reload that Will couldn't quite get to. Dean Chambers. Seth Curry might help us. I mean, how? Like he would overtake who? Brandon. It would have to be Seth Curry would have to play better than Brandon. So he would have to not only make threes because Brandon doesn't make as many threes, but he would also need to play make. And I just don't know if Seth Curry has playmaking ability. He certainly can finish a play. We all know that. But I don't know. It remains to be seen. But whatever you have in your mind about Seth Curry, I would caution you. I don't know. So let's wait and see. Does he have playmaking ability such that he would leapfrog BP in the rotation? That is the question. So like you guys got to understand how all the machine works. And I don't he's even smaller than BP. So I don't know about all these high hopes for Melton and Seth Curry because I do see an identity that we're doing. And when we play well, it's really good, actually. However, we're old. So 3 out of that rotation. In fact, 4 because of Al Horford. So 4 out of the top 8 guys are old. So it's not going to work every single time. So you're telling me some guy you're bringing in is going to be like, is going to change things for the better. I don't know. I think the 4 have to defy age. No, it hasn't been called for. You guys have been calling for trades and this and that and everything. No, that's wrong. This has not been called for. It's always been calling for a trade, calling for Steve Kerr to change his rotations. It's really not about that. It's the vets need to play better. That has not been called for at all over the last 2-3 years. And that's always been the issue. The main 3-4 guys don't play well. I feel like I'm the only one calling them out. And yet I'm not really calling them out because they're old. So it is what it is. Quinten, late shot clock. Pat has to fire it up. Norm Powell did not know, and he scores. Way downtown. And Gary, it should have been delay of game on Gary. Don't touch the Gary. Got lucky on that one. So we erased basketball gods bailed out. That's, again, Norm Powell not having awareness on defense. Not known for his defense. Bam with a jump hook that bricks. That looks like a guy that's been out for a while. Which, by the way, in case you didn't know, he has been out for a while. First game back. Pat gets a switch, so we're looking for QP. Make your move, QP. He doesn't. But we find Gary cutting. All right. Nice. Good cut. Gary. Good patience then by QP. Just staying with the ecosystem methodology there. And Gary blocks Davion and gets the regular handshake from Pat, which is kind of cool. Regular handshake time. Oh, they got inside. Oh, missed it. Wiggs with the point blank miss. QP mid post. Davion on him. Looking. Why don't you go? He doesn't have the move. He doesn't have a power move. Pat throws it to Podz on the other end, and Podz finagles a foul on Davion, who is very reachy. So foul on Davion. But QP not looking to attack. Three-two zone. They working around. Pelle Larson travels. Brain fart. So you guys are hoping when the front office was eager to bring back Melton. I mean, I'm just saying, I like Melton and everything, but our identity is fine. It's just fine. It's the veterans. So maybe what I'm saying is, can you guys, when you guys get mad at the Warriors, can you please blame the veterans? Because I don't see any other person to blame, any other people to blame. Like, it's not the bench. It's not the youngsters. It's not Kuminga. Like, so blame the proper people. That's what I'm asking. Like, get it right. Like, at least get it right. And, that's part of what I'm seeing in the comments right now is like, you guys are arguing around the actual problem. The actual problem is we have a good identity. The problem is that they are old, so it doesn't appear all the time. What's the solution to that? I offered my solution. I think it's rather different because it would be weird to call 5 timeouts in the first quarter. But that's what I would do if they're not playing well. You can't sub them out. That's not possible in real life. IRL. You can do that all you want in a video game. You can sub out Steph, sub out Draymond, sub out Jimmy if they don't bring it. In fact, I'm not sure if NBA 2K has a energy component where you can tell that, they just aren't locked in because Paulo Banchero is not on the floor. So everything is fine. It's just this small subtlety of the veterans. All right. Seth and Melton bring the minutes down. That's going to take a lot of collaborating with Draymond and Steph. I mean, I agree with you. I just don't know how you execute it. Who's going to be the one to tell Steph, okay, yeah, you're going to, play less than 32 minutes, number one. And by the way, we're going to make it less than 30 minutes. Pat Spencer with another prayer, but Podz hustles and gets a rebound. So that's the other thing, right? So that's another component of the excitement for Seth and Melton that I think is a little crazy. QP gets a 3. So all thanks to BP. I could be wrong, though. And if I'm wrong, great. That means Seth or DeAnthony came in and rocked the boat in a positive way. As long as we're winning, that's great. I'm happy to be wrong about that. But you know, I've been wrong a million times, so we'll probably, I don't know, maybe the vets will flip a switch and they're really truly able to flip a switch and surprise me that old guys can lock in every single game, and I'm wrong because I said veterans cannot lock in every single game, nothing you can do about it. So I would be more than happy to be wrong about that. And then everybody's like, yeah, you see, you know, Seth Curry and DeAnthony, or one or the other. DeAnthony came in and, you know, we're feeling it. It feels great. And, you know, we're on a roll. Like, cool. I was wrong then. By the way, the game is now down by 1, amazingly. So we have Miami 64-63, Q3 443. Hey, I should just talk about other stuff, because when we talk about other stuff, they play better. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's hard to explain in, you know, 200 characters. And it's hard to understand it unless I just keep talking and like poke around and talk this way, that way to make sure you see the whole environment. So thanks for your patience on that. Well, anyways, thanks for being civil in the comments. You know, this kind of discussion kind of would not be possible on other platforms, which is why I'm not on other platforms. I mean, I am, but I'm not, I don't engage on any other platform. It's just not worth the time. I mean, I'll engage on Instagram, but that Instagram is more like, you know, has replaced text messaging when it comes to the immediate NBA community, let's call it, for lack of better words. All right. Boy, my going back to play-by-play will now curse the Warriors, won't it? All right. Drew Smith up top, over to Powell. He hits a jumper, of course, right when I do the play-by-play again. Down by 3. We should just come up with topics to talk about during, you know, swing sessions of a game. In other words, third quarter. Guy lost it, but it was knocked out by Jaime. He's no surprise. You see a ball pop out, go out of bounds. Jaime Hawkins is involved in the play. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, so I barely saw what happened, but Guy attacking against Jaime and the ball going out of bounds. Definitely Jaime had something to do with that. Oh, dangerous pass, but Buddy got it, man. Drew Smith nearly stole that. Buddy will just pop a 3 brick. Guy tips it to Pat. Pat scores. Oh, and then he does a little mini ton at Drew Smith. Wrong guy though. You got to get back at Jaime at some point, I hope. Actually, it doesn't matter, but nah, you know, it'd be nice to get Jaime back on that. Tip, no good. Buddy rebound. And Quinten gets a 3. Way to go, Pat. Pat found Quinten. Yeah. Wow. Maybe I am good luck. Maybe talking about the vets is good luck. Who knows? We got to figure out what the formula is. And they miss a layup. Drew Smith. Pat, right side against Kalel. Split cut doesn't work. Go to Buddy for another one. Back to QP. Fake a 3. Go to the elbow. 2 ball good. Oh, Steph likes it. Wow, we're up by 4. Ooh la la. He's got moves. And Guy fouls Drew Smith. And Buddy wants it to be non-shooting, but we'll see. Suddenly we got a pretty cool game here going on. What do we got here? What do we got? Side out? Ah, free throws. They're generous about that tonight. Too bad Steph isn't playing. I feel like they've been a little bit generous on the shooting fouls tonight. Drew Smith in and out, no good. I wonder if Miami had a letdown. I don't think you can really know that unless you follow the team daily. Maybe Nikki knows that and she can hop on board and let us know if they had a letdown. I mean, I've heard they've been playing well, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe Khalil Ware needs to start or something. They're in a bit of a matchup zone there too. Khalil at the top of a zone. Gary down low, find Guy. Stuck, fouled by Jaime. Couldn't help himself. Man, Guy's playing well tonight. You know, I may have actually discounted his play earlier when thinking about tonight's game. He can do a few things, so which is good. In other words, I was wrong. Oh, I missed a free throw. Still hard to bring Guy into the, now that, I don't know, one of these days I gotta, after the Love Your Dub Summit next week, I gotta really try to incorporate like looking at rotation spreadsheets, because never done that, and that'd be cool to see. And like, where can we put Guy? Jaime decides to take it himself. No good, but got his own rebound. Scores over Quinten. QP got hit in the face, but nobody saw it. Yeah, Miami's just switching. It's not a zone. So Ware always ends up top, switching everything. QP, good post up by Gary. Kick it to Buddy through the wickets. What's the opposite of Megatron? That's Buddy. 2 straight games now, right through the wickets. Is QP bleeding? Ah, he's bleeding now. He's going to have to get that fixed. Steve's like, see? He goes up to Jason Goebel. No foul, bro. And he's bleeding. Call something. I agree. Well, that was on Jaime's drive. He's pissed. QP's pissed. So his lip is bleeding like crazy right now. Luckily, Trayce is playing great, so just sub in Trayce, although QP was making some shots. But Trayce has been playing great, so come back in, kid. Got a fun one here. 71-69. No, it's not a 90s game. It's just bad offense, but exciting. and 2 teams that really hustle on defense, so give them credit. Khalil Ware, 2 ball, no good. Late shot clock. Moses lines up a 3. Barely hit the rim. And Jaime, kick spray. Blocked by Gary. Stays in bounds. Yeah, Gary. Blocks Drew in the corner. And Gary gets the ball. Handoff, Pat, 3 ball. Oh, good. Wiggs and Guy. Ooh, good matchup. Lob inside. Bad pass, Wiggins. Boy, I remember those, right, Bruce? Guy for 3. Catch and shoot. Oh, man, I almost feel bad that Wiggs still does that. We're up by 5 somehow. And Pat found Gee. Up by 5. What? Oh, Wiggs beat Gary on the back door. What? How do you get beat back door by Wiggs? I'm going to chalk that up as a brain fart. Let me watch it on the replay. That's a little frustrating. Gee for 3 again. Short. Trayce. Oh, no, over the back. God. Yep. Gary just got beat. Like, let Wiggs catch the ball outside. What's he going to do? Pop a 3 in your face? Come on. Every game, Gary's going to have a brain fart. It's just guaranteed. Oh, man. Chalk it up. It's as basic as Steph Curry 3 turnovers. It's as basic as Draymond 3 turnovers. Like, Gary got beat backdoor by Wiggins? That is the one thing that you do not give up. Missed a free throw. So up by 2, 16 seconds. Pat brings it up. Met by Drew Smith. It's a good thing Miami's backup point is Drew Smith. Pat, pick and roll trayce. Got the switch. Pat, step back 3 over where? Buzzer, no good. Up by 2 somehow. End Q3. Is LJ Cryer on the roster? No. They would need to waive a guy from two-way to get LJ up to the big squad. Yeah. He does leave everything on the court. I really do think somehow it'd be nice to get him involved when the vets need energy in the first quarter. But like I was saying earlier, do you know how hard that is? Like, are we really going to like sub Guy for Draymond with, 7 minutes to go in the first quarter? Like, that might cause more problems than solutions, because then I could just foresee Draymond sulking, and which, like, what are we going to change his character? Like, he brings the fuel, he brings the passion. If he starts out with a bad game and you sub Guy in for him, he may pout, and he may be pouting at himself. He's just so emotional that it's probably not a good idea to do that. But that's part of his character, and you're not going to change him overnight. So, but I do love Guy. The only thing is, I wrote about it in the articles. Like, when was the last time you saw Guy come in, energy boost, but it was the first quarter? So, like, again, our problem is casting the die in the first quarter. Did the veterans come in locked in or not? So I'm asking, is there a way to bring in Guy for that? Because Guy is energy, and that's what the vets don't have. And I don't see that. I don't see a possibility. Now, when JK was starting, you could scapegoat JK easily. Although, look, trust me, if we come out not locked in and everybody's healthy and JK starting, come on, what are the chances that it's JK's fault? Like, this is probably not JK's fault. Now, he has been turning the ball over and all of that. So only if JK starts and he screws up like that, turnover, you bring in Guy. But I like Will Richard as a starter. I really do. So if we keep that and it's more stable, like no turnovers, like that's the problem with JK. It's just the turnovers. All right, we're in zone. They work it around. Wiggs going to get an open baseliner. Smoked it. Oh, foul on Guy against Ware. Their ball. But again, I love Guy. And certainly if we suck and he comes in, second half, that makes sense. He's done that, where got open and somehow didn't dunk it, but scored. Looked like he was about to smash. Oh, Buddy left open. 3, missed it. Tonight, that's a good shot, honestly. I think you're only going to get Buddy open like that every once in a while. Wiggs tries to go 94, missed it against 3 guys. He's off tonight. Pat will get a 3 off. Brick. Good job by Trayce not to foul Ware. We're tied up. And Drew Smith throws the ball to Eric Spoelstra. Wow. That's something we do. Man, that's just how did he get on the team, man? You're telling me there's no two-way guys out there that's 6'6" point guard, long, type of guy that would, cause problems for or not 6'6", 6'4", 6'3", 6'2. Maybe not. Maybe he's just, good hustler. Guy open 3 on the swing, missed it. Outlet Jaime, better get in front of him. He's going to hand off to Pelle. I mean, that's Simone for 3. Good job by Trayce. Great defense, Trayce, to help. Anticipated the Fontecchio 3. Pat Spencer, elbow Ware. Trayce trying to post up. Don't stand in. Oh, Pat threw it away. Underestimated Simone. And our transition defense is bad. And Buddy fouls Fontecchio in the corner. Of course he did. Yep, it's that high five. I'll tell you what, if I told you someone fouled a corner 3, who would you say fouled? Either Buddy or Gary. There's nobody else. And it's probably going to put us down by 3. No, he missed one of them. No, okay. Why did everybody go in on that one? Everybody went in on the second free throw. It was just a substitution, and he made it. 3 shots, guys. That was hilarious. Chris DeMarco might be the next Liberty coach. You never know. I hope not. I want him to stay at Golden State. Chris is my guy. Used to be the Shaq of my men's league, Dream League. Couldn't be stopped. I mean, he's 6'9", and normally. Buddy dribbles into Steve Kerr. Turnover. Oh, boy. We're going through that Buddy phase. Who's on the bench right now? Who can replace Buddy? And they miss a point blank. Oh, and Drew, wow. Alley-oop, Ware somehow scores as he didn't catch it clean but went in the bucket. So is this where the bottom falls out? Down 5. They're in zone. Wiggs is in zone. Over to Guy. Trayce is posting up, but he's pointing at somebody else. Pat goes in. Kick spray Buddy. Got it. Okay. That's why you got to keep Buddy in there. See? That's the problem. I mean, you just got to play with teammates that are like Buddy, and you'll be more accepting of Buddy. Podz with a reach in. Come on. 3 team fouls. That's an unnecessary foul. I mean, there's no reason to do that. 3rd team foul. This isn't going to show up on the box score, but you go back and you look at the boneheaded plays. That's the one that, contributed to eventually getting the penalty. And Simone goes right by everybody, smokes the layup, but Ware's there, and he misses. Good job by Trayce. Once again, Trayce doesn't give up. Podz and Wiggs. Are they in man? Looks like it. Switching everything. Well, Ware came out too far, but Buddy's feeling it, and he missed it. And Trayce, got the rebound. I got it stolen from Drew Smith. Wiggins one-on-one Podz. Oh, boy. Kick it back out. Swing it to Fontecchio. We're late. Oh, he missed it. And the ball bounces to Jaime. He blocks it. Goaltending? Wait a minute. Can we check that on the... They have the new technology, right? Are we going to check that? I thought that was clean. Let's watch the replay. Oh, yeah, that's a goaltend. Never mind. Don't even need technology for that. Podz brings it up with me biting my nails. I don't trust his handles. Moses, they are in zone. Wiggs in zone again. Back to Moses. Moses bursts, draws 2 over to Podz. He's not passing the ball. And bricks a 3. Horrendous read by Podziemski. You're doubled, bro. Come on now. Find Ware for 3. Missed it. Oh, what a sigh of relief. Gee with the rebound. Pressure by Wiggs and throws it out of bounds. He claims that it got tapped out, and he's going to want to review. I think we got no choice. We got to challenge this, and we are going to challenge it. Yeah, that you see, that's where. Let me rewatch this. Where did Podz go? Podz, you are a point guard. Stick around, bro. Yeah, I think sometimes I mean, we're positionless. I don't know. Maybe just chalk it up as a good play by Miami. But we're gonna win the challenge, I'm pretty sure. Jacob Rubin's not gonna misread this one. But that's just one thing I learned in middle school. Like, you don't screw up the outlet. Like, that's the one thing you don't screw up. So that's why messed up outlets get to me. It's not a challenge? Oh, no. You're kidding me. Straight up out on Gee. GSW timeout. Let's listen.
Way to get stoppage here.
Nope.
Steve Kerr's like, okay, we're in the game. After the anthem, if anyone is
coach's challenge.
4-point game, it will be a coach's challenge to see.
Yep, delete that. Oh, you just typed it wrong. Heat just playing harder? Well, not anymore. So we're playing good. Yeah, refs soak him up with foul. Refs soak up Gee with fouls. Sure. Yeah, if you were reffing and you had all this pressure, who would you call it on? Sometimes they're a little too human, huh? Buddy regressed. Has he, though? I don't think he's regressed. I think Buddy has been Buddy the whole time. But look, that's the thing with Buddy, is he can erupt for 7 threes in a game, just like that. So, it's just, you just have to accept that, that's part of Buddy. And, you kind of have to just go, all right. You just got to love Buddy for that. Oh, yeah. Jaime Jaquez Jr. is a Triple J. Good job, Warriors. Oh, okay, cool. Good. I looked up, saw a play-by-play. I thought I left it on there by accident. Suddenly we got 42. Is it because people knew that it's a close game, so they checked out our live stream? I mean, I don't really care. I'm glad you're here, but I'm just curious how it suddenly went from, basically it doubled. Let's get the box score back up. Oh, man. Is that Drew Smith? No, Norm Powell. Okay. I'm a little less outraged by that. But Norm Powell just waltzed through the entire defense, scored a layup. And I didn't get a chance to look at it. And so we lost the challenge. I think we lost the challenge because Miami had the ball. Brandon for three, sidestep, missed it. That was Jackson Rowe celebrating. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Sister Agnes. Will Smith just slipped. And Pelle Larson misses a three. So thankfully it didn't kill us because we're still down by 6. Would have been 9. Whew. That's the modern NBA. BP draws a foul. Manu style on Pelle Larson. So Buddy got a good steal. But Will Richard slipped on a wet spot. BP misses a free throw. QP back in the game for Trayce. You know, all the flack that Steve takes, I'm happy I'm not deciding between Trayce and Quinten Post tonight because that is a tough decision. If I wanted to do that, I'd still be, taking Asian teams to tournaments and coaching them. Norm Powell gets the exact same reverse layup or nearly the same as last time. That guy is just dicing us up. Moses, back out QP. BP shoots a 3, in and out. Well, I can't really fault him for that because it almost went down, but I don't know. Plenty of time, though. Down 7. Uh-oh, Powell. Short. QP, tallest guy out there. Got a rebound. We actually have a taller team, guys. And then BP throws it to QP, wasn't expecting it, turnover. Isn't that one of the things as a point guard? Make sure your guy knows it's coming. Powell scores. And 1. Runner. Wow, man. Podz. I'm blaming Podz right now. I'm not sure. Nope, it's QP. My fault. QP doesn't catch it. See, I would have kept Trayce in the game on that one, so that would have never happened. So I'm going to take credit, but I don't want to decide. Man, QP with the stone hands. Golly. It's just, what do you do? And yet somebody on Twitter right now is blaming Steve. There's nothing you can do about that as a coach. You expect a basketball player to catch the ball. Oh, man. And then he throws it away. Wow. The bench, Chris DeMarco is giving him encouragement, but wow, when it's bad, it's bad. QP throws it to the 3rd row. Golly. Powell attacks Buddy. Scores again. We're down by 12. So much for that. 78-90 with only 5 something to go. Beat Buddy off the dribble with a little fake. 5:17 to go. Well, they folded like a lawn chair. I mean, it's youngsters. You can't be mad. Can't really be mad at this. I guess you can blame. I mean, I don't know that you can blame Steve for taking out Trayce, putting in QP, then stone hands turnover, then turnover into the third row. Like, is that really Steve's fault? I don't know. That's a tough one. Separate rooms. So my question about the Heat was, what was it? I even mentioned your name, Nikki, when I was thinking about it at the time. Have the Heat been playing well? No, I don't even remember what the question was. Doesn't matter. We have two Shacked and a full Legends. Oh man. So when we lost the challenge, how did Guy think that it was off of Wiggs or whoever it was? Strange. Whatever. Why rest the vets? Because literally Steph has Steph tweaked ankle. And Jimmy and Dray are just old. That's why. I would rest them. I mean, I just think you're going to get these scheduled losses. Plain and simple. You know what? Maybe Steve said, "Oh yeah, we took him out because of the bleeding lip." So you know, it was kind of a coin flip at the time, but of course now in hindsight you go, yeah, it should have been Trayce. BP's telling somebody come and get open. Is it Buddy? Who's way down there? I want to see, because it's not Pat or Moses. They're here. Here's the suspense. If I had time to do a poll, we should do a poll. Who was he yelling at? Oh, Pat just leveled Larson. It was QP or Trayce. Wow, we got two bigs. BP goes 94 feet floater. Good. Wow, we went with double big to close. What? I was wondering if we should do that. I didn't say anything because I thought it was ridiculous, but that's what we're doing. And they get a runner. BP tried to take a charge. It's a foul. It wasn't Buddy, and Buddy's not in there to close. It wasn't Buddy he was yelling at. That's crazy. How many turnovers? 19 turnovers. It's a different type of turnovers, though. I mean, it's lack of talent turnovers. That's all it is. Totally different type of turnovers. This is not the same box score as Steph ecosystem. You can't really compare. BP brings it up against token pressure. We're down 11 with 4:50 to go. Do we have another rabbit in the hat? BP up top against the 2-2-1 zone. Has to shoot a three. He hits it. Hero ball. Drink. And BP takes it. It should have been a charge. They didn't call it. Bam missed it anyways. Wow, guys. Come on, refs. Pat using his body against Drew. Got to make that. Thank you. Pat made it. I'm telling you, he can make a living just doing that. Timeout Spolstra of all people. Wow. Pat uses body. And BP and Pat are going to, what? They're going to talk about something? That was interesting. 4:16 to go. We're down 6. 4:16 to go. Down 6. Hey, it's not over yet. I don't know what Brandon's telling Pat. Successful road trip. No, but blame the vets, please. Well, you can't blame this loss. Actually, no. I take it back. I take it back. Here's why. Considering Steph was sick to begin the road trip, actually, I'll consider 3-3 surviving it. We have a good home stretch coming up, so. I forgot Steph was sick, so. All right, Davion versus BP over to Norm. I guess, Spoelstra wanted to get Davion back in. That's why. Norm goes reverse layup again. This guy's just cutting us up. Davion with 20 minutes only. Interesting. I would play Davion a lot. 2-3 zone. Oh, what a pass by Pat. He found QP at the rim dunk. Wow, Pat's playing well. 87-93. Need a stop. Back out. Bam. For 3. Got it. Well, there's a dagger. Potential dagger number 1. BP draws a foul on Wiggs. I guess I'll give Wiggs the benefit of the doubt. BP had just made a 3, so. Now, how many fouls is that? That's only 2 fouls, and we're in the penalty already. So they're, BP for 3, logo, missed it. Pat taps it away. It goes right to Jaime, and it slips off his foot. QP gets a steal. BP down the lane, stolen, and it's off of BP. Come on. Man, don't you learn those things in high school? I just come on. Turnovers by BP are just yikes. Crazy play. You can't get picked from behind on a layup. You just can't. Bam hits a 2. It's just the thing with BP, he does so many things great. It's just that in QP with the ridiculous inside pass, that should never happen. Davion misses it. And that's what BP does well, is he comes back on defense, plays great defense. He does all of these things that the modern NBA player doesn't do well. He does them elite, super well. And then all the basic things he doesn't do well. It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious. But some of the things he does well, very hard to teach. So in terms of, is there growth and what is there to be improved? I'd rather have basic stuff that most high school AAU players have. And that's what you need to improve. All right, I'll take it. I mean, if his dad is listening right now, overall, I like Podz. I want him on my team. It's just the things he messes up on is I don't know other people mess up on those things. Buddy gets a 3 in the corner as Miami. That's your zone breaker right there. Buddy came in for Trayce. All right, Norm Powell, the hero. of the day for them. And they get it. Bam, gets down the lane, scores. And Moses misses a three. Podz tips it out. You see, you can't teach that. That's what I love about Podz. But the things you can teach, he's not good at. Buddy, doubled then not doubled. Almost took a crazy one. Moses got to go. 1 second, and he misses. Well, kind of had to make that one. Down 10, 128 to go. Fouled him. Pat fouled him. Stopped the break, but win penalty, as I said. So. So this is going to be tough to pull a rabbit out of the hat on this one. So I think Miami's strategy is get Norm Powell to like under 30 minutes. And why can't we do this for the Warriors? I guess if Steph can go 32 minutes, you've got to let him go 32 minutes, right? I just, if Rick Celebrini says so, but it's clear to me the Miami strategy is to get Norm to about under 30, Davion under 30. Bam obviously just came back from injury, but like they need to survive the non-Davion Norm Powell minutes, and that is the Miami weak spot. And that's why we made it close. But once Norm came back in and he hits a three, that's the actual level of Miami. That's where they can go. And they're playing, for the regular season. And then in the playoffs, you're not going to see Pelle Larson as much. You're not going to Moses scores. You're not going to see Drew Smith at all. Wiggins hangs and scores on QP from the baseline. So we're going to lose because we're already down 15, 37 seconds. And Pat finds Podz. And they'll pretty much dribble it out. So nice little fight there, but it's somewhat fool's gold in that we were beating up their second unit. And Norm Powell with the dagger. Like Miami's true identity is nothing like that second unit. Like Spoelstra just has them in through the regular season, I think. So that's their weak spot. But when they play their regular guys like Bam, Jaime's going to close it. Pelle will start it. So, I have a lot of respect for Spo, and like I like how he approaches it, and he always has their guys playing hard as heck, and so that's their strategy. So us being that close, maybe it's a little bit of fool's gold because he wasn't going to play Davion or Norm Powell, who is kind of an older player. Obviously not Bam over 30 minutes. And we got to beat up on their second team. So that is actually, that's good news. Like, so our true second team and a mixture of the third unit was beating up on their second unit. So that's good. That's all, I'm pleased with what I saw. And then you bring in like Norm, Bam, Davion, Jaime to close. Like that's just going to overwhelm their talent level. That's talent level way above, Podz, Buddy, QP. Like QP's going to come crashing back down to earth, which he did. So just like when we started the game, I was like, it could get ugly at times. But what I forgot is that Miami has to go deep into their bench as well. So I mean, look, normally we're pretty deep as it is. So as long as the vets show up and lock in, so that is it just goes back to our problem. Our problem is when the vets don't show up and lock in, we're in trouble. We're in deep trouble. So that's why we're 500. 3 of the losses can be attributed to that: Milwaukee, Indiana, and Orlando. So Portland was a back-to-back. We were going to lose that anyways. Even tonight is a back-to-back. We're going to lose that anyways. But Milwaukee, Orlando, and Indiana are the 3 games where the vets did not show up, and we should be 11-5. We should be 11-5. But obviously we're not. It's on the vets. Where would we be if we were 11-5? Standings. Although these standings are not updated, so let's go to ESPN. Is it updated? Oh, we're 9-8. Okay, so we're never mind. We should be 3 games. 12-5. Wow, that's actually sounds a lot better than the 11-5. Like way better than 11-5 for some strange reason. It should only sound a little bit better than 11-5. ESPN.com NBA standings. Oh, we're still 9-7. Oh, we are 9-7. Oh, I thought we were 8-7. My bad. Wow, that's great because we were 9-6. Oh, cool. So we should be 12-4. We should be 12-4. And if we were 12-4, we would be the number 2 seed. So the veterans need to show up, because then when the veterans show up, we should be top 3. As I wrote in the article, 6 seed will require 50 wins, just like last year. Read my articles, bro. Cup game against Portland. Oh, boy. We'll see. This will be like the first test of get back. Can the vets come through? If we lose to Portland, then we've potentially got some other issues. You figure they're going to lock in. Number one, you got to lock in. But if you lose to Portland and you locked in the first and third quarters, then it's going to be another problem. So should be interesting. It's a get back game. I'll be shocked if we're not locked in for that one. I'll be shocked. The Heat are struggling bad. Let's see. Yeah, they're 8-6. Yeah, Norm Powell definitely is good. Oh, fringe all-star. last season and in the West, which is crazy. Oh, what happened? Yeah, Norm Powell came back in the game. And he said, "This is JV versus varsity, man. Let me take over." Okay. Well, I don't know. I would have to look at the tape, but like, we just the AAU doesn't make them like that anymore, where it's like, okay, Norm Powell is taking over. Let me guard him. I want to stop him. Why? Because nobody teaches defense in the AAU. Like Moses Moody, as good as he is, isn't going to go, nah, let me stop Norman Powell right here. I'm stopping him. No, he just doesn't have that mentality. Never grew up with it. That's not his fault. It's okay, really, because that's 99.9% of the AAU population. I'm not saying he should be different. He's great at what he does. It's the generational problem that just there isn't a guy. That's why Draymond, you cannot trade Draymond. You have to keep Draymond. He's one of the dying breed that will just, well, in the playoffs. And, as I said, he's got basketball impotence at his age. But like, there's just Will Richard, but he's got the tools, but, maybe he needs to get a few years under his belt. Where are the players that are like, Jaime Hawkins is like that, I think, has the mentality of, Norm Powell just scored 2 times in a row. Let me get him. Coach, I want to guard Norm Powell. Man, we got to keep this game close. Where is that guy? They don't exist anymore. That's the problem. You can't draft that anymore. It's an entire, American cultural thing. That's why the French are going to kick our asses in a few years. They're the one country that actually has athletes, and they're teaching them European style. I don't know. Of course, they become Americanized as well. I'm just saying random stuff right now, but the days of like Norm Powell coming into the game and then somebody saying, let me put a stop to that. Those days are over. Probably not a single guy on the roster. Maybe Jimmy, if he's healthy and he can summon the energy to close out a game to shut down Norm Powell, or there's just more importance in a game like this, which there would be. Yeah, I think fourth quarter if Draymond was playing, he'd keep an eye on and help out on Norm, but like that's what happened today. So when Pinky steps away and come back, we're down double digits, and it's because Norm Powell made 3 shots in a row. I don't know that there's anything that can be done about that. Like I said, here's a list of our verbal list. Here's a list of our draft pick numbers. Draft pick slots. Starters: Will Richard, 56th. Guy Santos, what was Guy? 55th. Trayce Jackson Davis, 52nd. Moses Moody, 14th. BP, 19th. Go down the list. Gary, undrafted. Buddy Hield, 6th. Pat, undrafted. QP, 50, what? 55 again? Like, yeah. It's going to take a lot to stop a Norm Powell at that point. Or a Bam Adebayo at that point, who, by the way, hit that 3 and got the layup. We're just overmatched. Pretty good end of the bench numbers, though, looking at the box score. 19, Quinten, even though he made egregious mistakes, 5 turnovers. But yeah, I mean, look, we weren't winning that game. What is the, let's ask AI. Here. Can Google do this? What is the most point differential going into a game as an underdog the Golden State Warriors have had all time? Come on, Google. Come on, Gemini. Not point differential. Come on, Google. Point spread. No. Oh, as an under. Oh, it was just now. OKC. But what else is there? What was the second? Warriors was listed. The snippet also. Dive deeper. What was the second? Oh, here we go. Spread. As an underdog, guys, not as a favorite. We were 16-point underdogs against the Jazz in 2008. Wow. There it is. Be right back. Restroom break. Whoops. There we go. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Let's see about Discord and see if Steve is at the podium yet. Steve at the podium. Discord time. Most point differential. Go back. Wait, why were we 18.5-point underdogs with Steph playing? That can't be right. Maybe it was before Steph was announced. So that can't be right, right? So I still think my analysis has merit. 2008 GSW versus Utah was -16. I don't know. +16, wow. 2008, that's nuts. Suns versus, that can't be. We probably lost that one. But let's see. Obviously, you can't see what I'm doing right now, but what was the point spread going into OKC versus Warriors on November 11th? 7.5. There's no way, you know, if Steph wasn't playing, then yeah, 18.5. And I don't know where AI got 18.5 from, but yeah, so tonight we're 9.5-point underdogs. We have not had a spread like that since 2008. Time to go to Discord. LDA? Well, Dean, I don't know. Maybe you missed my diatribe, but it is it's the vets. Here comes Steve Kerr. Let me check my batteries. Kind of getting low there.
Very, very confident that we will get that turned around. We got it turned around last year after we got Jimmy. Got our turnovers way back. So that's going to be the focus when we get home. We're 8-0 when we win the turnover battle, and I think 1-8 when we don't. So it's pretty clear cut. We have to do a better job of as coaches of giving the guys better, you know, spacing and
call timeouts
and teaching it better so
Telling
that the
you.
decisions become easier. And then they've got to do a better job of just making simple decisions.
17th game in 29 days. Is there a sense of relief or solace knowing that the schedule is going to lighten up at some point? You get 5 coming up at home.
Well, there would be, except we have a game in 48 hours against Portland. So not like we have a break, but we do get to go home. And that's the big thing. We've only had 5, home games out of the first 17. So schedule does turn our way, but we need to take advantage of it. We've got to get better.
Any data points that you feel like you collected on this 6-game trip as a group?
Well, there's plenty of data. There's plenty of film, I was just most pleased with, after that OKC game, just felt like our level of fight and competition was where it needed to be. And so we were able to, obviously split the 6 games on the trip coming off that, that beatdown in OKC. And so I like where we are now, better as a team, but we have a lot of work to do.
That saying the other night in New Orleans that the sign of a connected team is like when Jimmy had the wide open layup, but he passed it to Steph to score. Could you also say that when you have a night like this where the veteran guys don't play, that especially Steph and Jimmy seem like throughout the game were connected to the other guys, talking to them?
Sure.
Does that do something for the group when everybody is pulling
For sure.
in a night like this?
Yeah, I could feel, Steph and Jimmy on the sidelines. I felt their presence. At the meeting today, those 2 guys were giving advice, and that's really important for our guys to to feel the support of their vets on a night like tonight when those guys are out and the young guys are the ones out on the floor fighting. And we're a connected team. We've got a good vibe, good group. Like I said, we've got some improvement to make on the floor, and that's the main thing.
Coach, what do you think is the solution with the problem with so many games? I mean, to avoid things like tonight, you have to bench key players. Where is the solution? Playing?
I wish I knew. Yeah.
A shorter season, maybe a shorter regular season.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that the other night, but I don't think that's happening. So maybe extending the season by a week, just the calendar to fit the 82 games into an extra week. I don't know if that's something that would help, but it's a lot for sure. But that's what it is. So everybody's dealing with the same issue.
All right. That reporter was not at the other 2 interviews just recently where Steve talked about that already. So let me clear this out. New mentions, obviously. I click on this. Oh, here. Through there. Get through there. Mention myself. All right, let's go to the live feed. Is already marked all red. My bad. Oh, hey, Kenny Atkinson, what's up? Had a strong reaction that, they've been fined 100K. Yeah. Yeah, we're not even getting anything from the podium on that. So we'll get it soon. Bloomer's got LDA, long distance affair now. No, he's of legal drinking age as well. Okay, little diversion there. Let's look at what's happening in the NBA. MVP chance for SGA. Ooh, cool. Let's chime in. That's neat. New OKC logo, I suppose. I did not know they had changed the font. I thought it would be forever boring, but now it's just, mildly above boring. I don't mean to throw OKC into the bus. No, their logo sucks, man. Come on. Let's be real. OKC, worst championship logo of all time. I mean, come on, right? Like what casual fan is going to go buy No, they'd probably buy the jersey just based on Shea. I bet you OKC's jerseys were the least selling jerseys of a champion of all time. Don't you think? Okay, I'm done throwing OKC under the bus. Basketball gods are like, ooh, we're going to get you back later. I'm like, sorry. Poor Will Richard. Yeah, you know, Will, I mean, remember, Will is still great alongside Steph. That's what it's all about. And that's the hard part. So it's hard to flip-flop. So you're really, you know, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, and that basket is labeled Steph. It is what it is. Just, you know, there's no other choice other than Kuminga, but you're not even really doing that. Or Jimmy. But you're not going to change your offense to run exclusively through Jimmy. It all has to, you know, start with the Steph ecosystem, which was taught over many years. And so, it's taken us a while to get here. And when it's clicking, it's great. Like you can throw in Gary. It doesn't even have to be Draymond. Pick and roll Gary, and it's a thing of beauty. So, Will having a bad game tonight, no big deal, because we want him to be very, very complimentary to Steph. And that's just how it's going to be. The two San Antonio games and the Denver game were examples of the ecosystem clicking and everything working based off of that. And so, wow, Miami's got this building that's fully lighted up. Wow, that's crazy, Nikki. Your city. Well, anyway, we just that's what we have to deal with, and it's the only way to go, really, with Steph. And until Steph starts averaging, you know, less than 24 minutes a game, maybe 24, then should we implement another, you know, fill in the blank centric offense? And there better be somebody who can do it, first of all. Like even JK, like, you know, lots of times he needs that inverted screen from Steph, because then in the Denver game at Denver, you know, they're just doubling him every time. And then he hasn't seen enough pictures of that nature. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. One thing at a time, though. First step, what do you do the summer of 2027? Then you figure it out. You never know. You know, somehow we get Giannis, let's say, as a free agent, maybe summer 2027. Then you can start, you know, changing up the ecosystem. So we got a long way to go in terms of, you know, a year and a half. Consider that a long time. But it'll, you know, once we get there, it'll be like the last year and a half went by so quickly. So enjoy every moment. And we'll see where it goes. First quarter of Portland in literally 48 hours is going to be very interesting. I got to see the veterans locked in for that one. That's my number one box to check off. I can't wait, actually. I'm in high anticipation. On Friday. Mountain QP and Will unit. So you're benching BP though. That's the hard part. I don't know how that's going to happen. So I'll just let it unfold. Whatever it may be. Yeah, BP better step it up. No, I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to see because, you know, certain things BP does that even Melton doesn't do. Like, I don't recall him taking a ton of charges, although I would say Melton is the best point of attack defender on the team. Mainly because I would say Gary, but Gary screws up a lot. So he's hit or miss. And I love how Moses has improved, but his point of attack still is like sometimes he's got his feet in mud. And he can reach and do all of that, but you know, okay, like man, they're doing the December 12th, 2012. Oh, who was that guy? Well, anyways, Draymond scored the game-winning bucket in Miami. They're doing that right now. Yikes. Yeah, no, I like Melton, so can't wait to get him back, and can't wait to see how he's integrated. But yeah, overall, you know, if you can rewind all the way back to when we were 12-3, I was raving about Melton because I truly think that that combination was going to work. Just the way, you know, it all started the first preseason game in Hawaii. He shut down Harden. Like, Harden isn't going to play hard, but that's a preseason game. That's the first preseason game. But Melton shut him down, nevertheless. And then, you know, just later on, just played really, really great. He's like Moses, but with lateral shuffles. Like, you think Moses is good? Oh, there's a lot of people that think Moses' defense is great. Well, take that and actually shuffle your feet so you can stay in front of somebody all the time. That's Melton. That's what I'm excited about from him. And then he's not afraid to shoot, so he'll nail those. Like, yeah, you know, honestly, Melton is better than Moody. Yeah, you know, because he can hit the three too. So we'll see. We'll see who, you know, how this is going to affect the rotation. So I think it's probably less having to do with BP than it is, you know, if everything goes well, Melton should be in Moody's spot because Melton at his best is better than Moody. But we don't know yet. We have to see it on the screen. So come to think of it, and I'm glad you brought it up, Kimbo, is that come to think of it, Melton at his best, he would be a starter. He would be a starter. I mean, you might think, oh, that's too old. Actually, it's not, because Melton is really that good. If you remember back to games 15, 14, and 13 of last year, and the first preseason game, and maybe a couple more preseason games, like, man, Melt was good. Like, so good. Like, solid starter in the NBA. Not an all-star, but a starter on any team. And that's where we wanted Moses to get to, and he's there. But Melton's actually better than Moses, just a little bit, even though Moses right now is younger. But we don't know for sure yet because we haven't seen Melton with the repaired ACL yet, and we'll just have to see. It's going to be Pat Spencer on the podium. So we'll get Pat soon. So yeah, I'm glad you brought up Melton, but I actually think he can be a starter.
Difference was late in the game.
Yeah, I was going over it in my head. I felt like that stretch to start the fourth was what kind of gave them a little bit of momentum. We took a couple quick ones. I took one where they went under. I really wanted that one back, not because I thought it was a horrible shot, but it's just within the flow of the game where we were at that point. We probably needed a really good possession there. So that one killed me. A couple turnovers gave them some easy buckets. I didn't think they were scoring great in the half court. Felt like we did a really good job containing them. They've been putting up 130 plus on games night in and night out. We did a really good job in transition, which was one of our keys. Turnovers got them going.
What do you feel like opened up offensively for you guys, particularly in the second, third quarters? It looked like you guys were able to throw up a little bit of flow. You were getting to the paint. What did you see out there?
Yeah, it felt like ball started popping a little bit. We were getting downhill quite a bit, moving the ball side to side and really just taking what they were giving us. They were switching quite a bit. We made them pay for that a handful of times, throwing it into QP, throwing it into trayce, but really just keeping it simple. I felt like we got away from that a little bit to start the fourth, and that's really what bit us.
Just how would you describe it? I mean, the schedule is what it is, right? But how would you describe getting through just these 17 games in 29 days? You have a 5-game homestand coming up. Is there a sense of, I guess, relief knowing that it's going to balance out at some point?
Yeah, I think we've been bickering about it internally a little bit, but we're a little bit older. I think we'll be grateful towards the end of the year that this is the stretch that we have come into the season. So we like where we're at. I think obviously would have liked to grab these last couple on the road, but to be where we're at with the number of games that we've played, to knock on wood, have a really healthy team at this point in the season, I think we'll be grateful we're not doing this on the back end of the year.
I saw Jimmy a couple times trying to coach or give you some tips, whatever he was saying. What does it mean to you guys in these type of games where the roster isn't as full as we're used to seeing it, to have Steph and Jimmy being there and offering the wisdom when they can?
Yeah, I mean, those are my guys. We lean on each other quite a bit, and when I'm not playing, I try to see the game from the sideline. Sometimes it's easier to see things when you're not in the game. So obviously those guys are Hall of Famers and value their opinion and feedback, and so grateful that they're locked into the game. They could be chilling in the locker room, grabbing a bite to eat, as some guys do. So yeah, just thankful for those relationships and ultimately try to return the favor when I'm out of the lineup.
Yeah, I hear you, Kimbo. We'll see. Yeah, maybe it's not related to Podz. Maybe it's just Melton comes back, he works his way back, becomes a starter. Moses moved down the depth chart a little bit, and then it's kind of like, I don't know. That's why I'd love to do a spreadsheet at some point after Thanksgiving and see where there's room at the end of the rotation where, you talk about that, Melton, then Moody. Okay, then where does Buddy go? And you could you could sure give Buddy a few DNPs or whatnot, sure, but like, excuse me, against certain combinations, maybe you want him out there. I don't know. Like, those are some of the more difficult little nuances. Whereas, don't forget that the main thing is veterans have to be locked in. If they're not locked in, then dominoes start to fall, and that's not a good thing. And then all of a sudden you're relying on Buddy to, make 40% of his shots or whatnot. And like, expecting Buddy to do something is just, that's not supposed to be the expectation. I think Buddy is solid, but he, spot shooter, come in and liable to hit 7 threes in a game 7. You just never know. And in that case, I forgot if he came off the bench or not, but ideally it would be, start Melton and then Buddy got hot, whatever. Just not everybody's going to play awesome every single time. So it would be like a situation where we're in the playoffs and Moody has a few bad games. Okay, well then in that backup spot, because again, we're assuming Melton is playing awesome the way he can play. If he can play that way, then to me, he's better than Moody. You start him. So Moody's off the bench, and Moody has a few tough games for whatever reason. I mean, probably not his fault, coming as a bench guy in the playoffs, got to hit a few threes right off the bat, not happening. Maybe loses a guy because he's rusty, whatever. Okay, then you bring in Buddy after that, and then he hits, a bunch of threes in a playoff game. And, so that's how things unfold. But it's good to have guys on the bench that can step up in case somebody's having a series of off nights. And I see Buddy in that role. I don't really have, that much expectation of him. And this is all assuming Melton is 100% the Melton that I knew in game 15 of last year. So that's a huge assumption. So we'll see. Yeah, and then you get a lot of good pieces there with Will as well, because they all play the same spot. The 2, maybe the 3 a little bit. Melton can play the 1. We saw that last year, but I can't remember exactly. So it'd be good to see him again. So we would have a glut of capable guys at the 2 with Melton, Moody, Buddy, Will. So yeah, Melton could really help improve the team on those back-to-backs where Steph is not available. Yeah, we'll see though. It all depends on Melton's how he looks on the floor. Will Richards POA. I thought it was pretty good. pretty good, but I didn't really pay attention this game. It's hard to look at details in a non-Steph game because I want to translate what I see in the Steph ecosystem, and when that's not our identity, I tend to tune out a little bit on some of these things. We have the most for yeah, because we don't have a lot of talent outside the top 5 guys. JK, he can. So I don't even think MJ or Kobe could integrate with Steph that easily. Steph is a different guy, man. Like, if you have certain strengths and you join a team with Steph, expect those strengths to expect those itches to not be scratched. All right, Shamanch. Yeah, is it concerning? JK has tendonitis as a young guy. Yeah, I don't know, but we should remember. I should remember to get Nirav Pandya or the other kid. I forgot his name, but I can look it up in the email. The Basketball Docs, DOCS. Back to the Discord. What do we have? Didn't get a lot of screenshotable comments today. Mark Cuban claims that, are we in the NBA one or the Bay? Mavs don't intend to trade Anthony Davis. You know what? That is just PR, because no one wants to touch Anthony Davis's contract right now. When you know that no one would trade for Anthony Davis, that is a good time to tell your fan base that we will explore options of trading Anthony Davis. That will keep your fan base a little bit less rabid and a little bit less outraged. No one in their right mind should be touching that contract. $50 million for a dude that can't stay healthy. Nah. No way, man. You don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Like, are you kidding me? Heck no. Unless he comes back whenever it is, a week, a couple weeks, and he goes crazy. Then he improves his stock, you know? But till then, nah, that's damaged goods, man. MJ suffered tendonitis. Wait, 2001. So that was when he was with Washington. Yeah, that had to be. He's old man by then. All right, Percy. Well, I can't wait to get out of here because I'm gonna go have my fish masala because yesterday I took your advice and I had the tofu scramble. Really proud of his team. I mean, he has to say that. I mean, he is proud. He's not lying. Road trips are hard, man. I mean, just following the team like I do on a day-to-day basis, it's hard. Like last night, I usually sleep late, but I slept late and we had the we had the locker room footage of Jimmy and Steph. Had to work on that video and had to transcribe all of that. So ended up sleeping pretty late. I needed to do, my away from Warriors stuff for, an hour or two. And then after that, I was just beat. I was just so tired and had a good night's sleep. But like when it's really cold, like it's been, and I know that some of you guys live in even colder areas than I do, but it's just when it's cold, I like to just stay in bed. It's nice and warm, and I can just do some work on my phone because some of it is social media based, but it's hard to just get up out of bed in the cold because my house isn't that well insulated. That's a problem, but it is what it is. And I just have trouble popping open the laptop when it's that cold. And so, yeah, sometimes it's really hard to, be productive during the season when we have these back-to-backs. So, wrote the article, and anytime I write an article, I got more stuff to say and more stuff to say. So it becomes, a 2-hour project, and, that's what happens. And it must be tough. So I'll bring it back to Steve at the podium. It must be tough for the team to just travel around that much and have to go game after game after game. And it gets tiring. And that's why you got to be proud of your team, because they're getting through the grind. Bruce with the questionable parentheses illness for Bruce. Why are they showing oh, that's Rona Moody. Ms. Moody will sometimes be tweeting random stuff, but she's always positive, obviously, as most family members of the Warriors are. Funny how that works, right? Trayce Jackson Davis, keeping it in perspective. Yeah, I'm gonna order my food now because I'm gonna get hungry pretty soon. So let me order that. Did anybody hit like on my article? I'm refreshing. Nobody has hit like on letsgowarriors.com. All right, let me order my food. And then, these lives are, 4 hours. So, but I'm not complaining or anything. It's tough to get everything you want to get done during the NBA grind is what I'm saying. Haven't worked on the summit all day. Need to do it. We'll try tomorrow. It's tough. It's going to be November 20th tomorrow. That's nuts. Did I hit refresh? Okay, I'll hit refresh now. No, it's still 2 likes. What are these notifications? Let's see. Activity. 1 user liked. Yay, that was 6 hours ago. That's it. Oh, someone retweeted it, so that's cool. Yeah, Dean, you and me, and that's it. So Trace Jackson Davis. Oh, you can't see the browser. Well, I'm on letsgowarriors.com, and I refreshed it, and there was no more likes than there was before. Pat Spencer. Ball started popping a little bit. Wow, all the other reporters are like, I'm done. I'm going home. I'm going to the airport or whatever. I'm done. And Sam Gordon is the only one tweeting the all 82, baby. Sam Gordon. He's part of our summit. Be sure to go to loveyourdubs.com and check it out. Loveyourdubs.com. I got to do some stuff with that. So tired though. Spencer. Detroit Pistons. Raptors are second. Hey, look. Yeah, look at that. Detroit and then Raptors. Well, that's just how Adam Silver's scheduling algorithm drew it up. You better have $1 million scheduling system. I'm going to go pick it up in 10 minutes. One thing I wanted to try and do is let's see. Okay. All right. I'm just texting Coach Nick of B-Ball Breakdown. Coach Nick. Yeah, isn't that neat? Detroit and Toronto. That's exactly how Adam Silver drew it up. Good for them, you know. I mean, it's, you know, been a long time since Detroit or Toronto had something to celebrate in terms of, excuse me, the NBA. And yeah, that's good news. What's going on in the Let's Go Valkyries channel? Let's see. Does it have anything to do with the Valkyries? Probably not. Yeah, just some random at WNBA and Valkyries. Juju Watkins. That's her name, right? Juju Watkins? I forgot. Yeah, there's still some women's basketball stuff here. Cool. So that's going on strong. Not much in the Bay Area Live feed, but in the overall NBA one, let's just scroll down all the way. And oh, cool. Wow, we've got some really nice in arena looks here. This cannot be immediacy. So this is definitely some dude that's at the game. But thanks to this journalist who normally is credentialed by the Timberwolves, or is it Dallas? Could be Dallas. Dallas, yeah, Minnesota. Okay, Timberwolves. She's got that courtside video. What else we got? Not much else. And more Minnesota. I can't play these anymore because the NBA has copyrighted all of their podium stuff. So now, I have my own ways to get around that sometimes, but just to play that, not worth it. Not worth it here either. Oh, here's a, you know, oh, Jimmy Butler. Okay, this is ours. Jimmy Butler did not shake any Heat players' hands after the Warriors lost. Cool. The heat is on. Yeah, I got to make sure. I wonder who tweeted that. Clutch points, huh? Where do they get that from? Let's make sure. Let's go to clutch points real quick. This is why our Discord rules. Clutch points. Oh, Zachary Weinberger. Yeah, he does a lot. I hope I have him in the NBA live feed. Is he with Clutch Points? Yeah, he is. Heat reporter. Okay. Let me make sure I got that one. Hold on. There it is. Oh, what else? Oh, Jokic had another behind the back dime. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here because there's nothing much to report. So yeah, Trayce Jackson-Davis went to the podium. So did Pat Spencer, and you know, that's it. Steve Kerr. Yeah, that's it. I've actually got those. Let me see. 4 minutes for Steve. I mean, we could stay and watch those, but I'm kind of hungry, so I want to go and get my food. See, Trayce talked for 2 minutes, so that wasn't much. And Pat talked for 3 minutes, so that wasn't much. And I've got to splice all of those right now, so that'll take some work. And so it's probably time to call it a day. Let's see. There we go. No. Get that. All right, well, almost done here. And Pat. And that's probably it. Who else would they have? Quinten, maybe? That's probably it, huh? Let's see here. Take care, Cholo and Dean. And one last look. Bay Area. Jason Kidd. Yeah, nothing. This is one of those nights is just, you know, quiet and dead. So let's call it a night because I am going to cut this video and call it a night. So next live will be Friday. It's Thursday right now, and that'll be 7 o'clock for GSW, Portland, GSW. Time to having trouble connecting. Oh, wait. Yeah? Huh. Test. Okay. I gotta type it in again. Next live, Friday, 21st of November, 7 o'clock p.m. for Portland, GSW. share screen of, no, share video of the outro.
Four. Basketball, give it. No, stop.
I'm sorry, guys.
Stop
guys
that. Don't get it. Basketball, please. Dave. Just
The relationship the two of you have. This is going to be it.
I love Cleveland.
ruined the moment,
Buddy and Brate, everybody. Take care, y'alls. See you Friday.